Hey, everybody. I'm Maer Roshan. I'm co-editor-in-chief of The Hollywood Reporter, as you heard. It's a great privilege to be here with all of you today. This is my first Raising Our Voices event since I joined THR earlier this year. As a gay Iranian Jewish immigrant, it's dear to my heart, this event. And it is a real honor for me to introduce our keynote speaker, who many of you, all of you probably know from his roles in Silicon Valley, Welcome to Chippendales, The Big Sick, Eternals, and the current fourth season of Only Murders in the Building, in which he plays the mysterious Christmas all the time guy. He is also a prolific behind-the-scenes talent, including as an executive editor on such groundbreaking series as Apple TV's Plus's Little America. However he contributes to a story, Kumail has emerged as an industry leader in highlighting inclusive stories and promoting voices from underrepresented communities with humility and much-needed comedic relief. Please join me in welcoming my luncheon companion, the comedian, Oscar-nominated screenwriter, Emmy-nominated actor, and the incredibly funny Kumail Nanjiani.
Hi. What an incredibly inspiring afternoon. It's really lovely to be a part of this, It can feel sometimes the world is dark, but then you come to a place like this and it really feels very hopeful, especially, the way the debate went last night. That was great too. Yeah. So first of all, I want to thank Spago for accommodating my cat-only diet. Shout out to Wolfgang. They were like, "Are you vegan?" Like, no, not exactly. And so a lot of this is actually addressed. We're the people who showed up for this. We're like the good people. So a lot of this is addressed for like whoever watches this on camera who isn't here. So, because thank you all for being here. This is the Raising Our Voices luncheon, whose goal is to establish diversity, equity, and inclusion in Hollywood. This event happens once a year, and I am the keynote speaker. That's a lot of pressure. I have 7 minutes. That is very intimidating. All of my friends are texting me, things better be different tomorrow. So I have to speak very fast. I get 7 minutes to fix this. By the way, how long, you guys have been doing this for 3 years? Why haven't you fixed it yet? Spoiler alert, we're not gonna have this figured out by the end of this 7-minute speech either. So I'm resetting expectations. Because that's the other thing, right? The pressure on us to make this change is huge. Why is the pressure on us? We're not the ones who did this. We weren't like, no, it's just better to have straight white people in everything and making everything. We weren't like, we kind of like chilling off to the side, Give us a call if you need a nerd in a computer room yelling instructions to the hero white man as he dangles off the side of a building. They always ask me on red carpets, what can we do about diversity? Don't ask me, I just got here. Ask them. Ask them. People who did this. So next time you do this, there should be like 2 people. There should be someone like me talking about the importance of diversity and diverse points of view, and then a white person off to the side taking notes and nodding. Because the thing is, we have been raising our voices, but the people in power need to also be listening to our voices. There's no point in raising our voices if, there should also be like a keynote listener. And he just should, by the way, let's face it, it will probably be a he. He just takes notes and goes, sorry, could you repeat that? Okay, got it. And at the end, he has to explain in great detail exactly how he plans to address each of these things. I now have 5 minutes left to fix a diversity issue in Hollywood. So let's talk first about what about how you've done so far. And I'm going to use the same tactics that are used on me when I get notes from executives. So I'll do this in note speak, since I know you guys speak this language. Here we go. We are incredibly excited about the direction you're going with this. First of all, some great stuff in here. By the way, we all know some great stuff in here is code for page 1 rewrite. A lot of this is working. We have made progress. We have made progress. When I first started auditioning, every role I read for was a cab driver or a 7-Eleven employee that Aziz Ansari had obviously passed on. All of the roles were named Azim or Afiz or, in one case, Aziz Ansari. And the situation has changed. I have gotten the opportunity to play all kinds of people. I got to play a superhero, which was great. But that also upset people because they said it was race swapping. I hate that phrase, race swapping. All right, I'll just go instead and have my pick of all the characters who were originally conceived to be Pakistani male superheroes in their 40s. So many to choose from. Actually, I'm sort of glad there aren't any, because their names would redefine cringe. The Brown Spider, the Dusky Avenger, Iron Man. So there has been progress. But we do have a long way to go. And this is where we get to the next step. First step, listening. Next step is doing. I know, I'm asking so much of you. It's a lot. But here I'm going to actually appeal to your interest. I'm going to explain to you why doing is actually good for you. Of course, having more diversity on screen and behind the screen is good for society as a whole. It is. But I fear that isn't enough incentive for the 3 corporations that run this town. So I'll say this. Diversity behind and in front of the camera is good for profits. It's good for your bottom line. It will make you more money. Most of what we consider great films are normed on a very specific perspective. So eventually, movies start feeling samey because you're having people from similar backgrounds and life experiences making these movies. They can feel repetitive and cliched, but if you get people from different backgrounds with different experiences, you will get a new perspective, and it'll revitalize the kinds of stories you've already told. And I don't mean, call us when you want to tell stories about us or people like us, although that is valuable, of course. I mean, get us to tell stories and make movies that have nothing to do with our cultural background. Yeah, that's progress. Look at Twisters. It was huge. Not directed by a white guy. Is there a correlation? Yes. But does that mean there is a causation? Yes. We can bring our new experiences and tell stories in new and exciting ways, and people will be like, wow, this feels new and unique. What did you do? And you can say, we listened to Kumail Nanjiani's keynote speech, and then we did what he told us to do. Giving POCs more shots will make your product better, which means you will make more money. And of course, it's going to be a little scary, right? Say with diversity on screen, you may think, how will the audience relate to someone who doesn't look like them? Well, I've been doing it my whole life. I've looked at white guys in movies made by white guys my entire life and pretended to be them. I think you can see me and find something in common to connect with. You don't just connect with people who look exactly like you. Arnold Schwarzenegger is one of the biggest movie stars of all time. You think his audience is exclusively 6'2" behemoths who can bench 500 pounds and sound like they got here from Austria earlier today? I was a little nervous about that one. No. Well, there you go. I watched and related to you. Now you can watch and relate to me because ultimately we are all people. We can do that. You know what separates us from animals? Empathy. And movies, as the late, great Roger Ebert said, are empathy machines. Lastly, I am not saying you have to have every kind of person represented in every movie or TV show. I'm just saying don't exclude us. Make your movies and TV shows look like the world. That's all we want. Also, one more lastly. Let us play all kinds of characters, okay? Write that down. That's important. I know we've had issues in the past with people of certain ethnicities being typecast as certain bad guys. That's true, but I also think we've overcorrected. I want to play a bad guy. When I say that, people say, what kind of message is it sending if you play the bad guy? The message it's sending is that we're just like everybody else. We're complicated. We can be saints and sinners. We can be nerdy guys and terrorists and video gamers and superheroes and divorced people and family people. And some of us are good people. And yes, some of us are bad people because we are people. We are complicated people. And we want to play complicated people, as Annette Bening was saying. Sorry, I don't know you well enough to just use your first name. Hi, Annette Bening. Nice to meet you. Big fan. I want to play complicated people too, Annette Bening. Such a fan. So excited. I don't want to play just noble people who teach other people how to be noble. I don't have any more wisdom than anybody else. I don't. All I have is a different perspective and a different set of experiences. So if we all pool together and all share our different perspectives with each other and the world, that is the only way we can reach collective wisdom, by listening to each other and adding to each other's perspectives and life experiences. So, lastly, this is the lastly, I swear. Just do your best. Progress is hard. All we can do is commit to try, okay? So let's commit to try and commit to be better. Do your best. We just want to work. All right, so I'll see you guys in 6 months when you'll report your progress to me. And thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for doing this. Thank you.